Check. Ooh, Kendrick Lamar, man. That verse is still in my head. Shout out to Kendrick, bro. He said, Nick, what? I'm really like that. He said, Prince outlive Mike Jack. Nick, for all you dogs getting buried, that's okay with all these nines. He gonna see Pet Cemetery. Nick, oh my. Man, listen, man. Like, Drake's response was cool. Drop and give me 50. But all of these guys, Drake, J. Cole, and all these, listen, bro. Like, all of their songs combined is not enough to beat Kendrick's verse. Kendrick's verse just woke up the whole culture. Prince outlive Mike Jack. He said, what? I'm really like that. I sound like King Von. What? You know? Yeah. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar, man. I don't think they can top his verse. So Kendrick, when I was listening to Kendrick, this was back in 2009, bro. He's the first song. He had one song that I heard back then, and it was always playing on YouTube. It was a whole clip that he did, and it was called Higher Power or something like that, where he was talking about the elites and all this other stuff. This is before they got him in the industry, but man, Kendrick was with it, man. You can tell he was a young man back then, and just seeing him grow so fast and having only like 3 to 4 albums under his belt, man, these dudes been studying him for years, bro. The J. Coles and the Drakes and all this. Drake is an adapter, he's a chameleon, but Kendrick Lamar, bro, come on, he's the GOAT. Let's talk some Zen today. Like up the video, share it, subscribe. Let's get straight into it. What am I talking about? Zen on base. Because since I got back, people been talking about base Zen. Do you have some? Of course, you know your boy Nakamoto's already been there. I've had this many months ago, and I haven't even been looking at it really, to be honest. But the best time to mint Zen on base, I had a few, I was dabbling with it. And here's the thing, this is what I do, right? I always go around and say, I wonder if I can just own a trilly from such and such chain when nobody's looking at that chain. And that's the best time to be minting Zen on base or optimism or whatever chain you own, your favorite chain. But do it when nobody's looking at it. When the thing is so low and no one cares about it, that is the best time to be minting it. Not right now when the FOMO crowd is in it and all of a sudden Zen on base is popular and everybody's jumping on it. Then it becomes dumb. It becomes silly because right now, this, when I was minting these, this was like zero, bro. It cost me a penny per mint. A penny, like 1 cent or less. That's how much I was spending. And look at how much it's worth right now. Almost $2,000. I got 2 trillion coming out. And I did this a couple of months ago. I didn't even look at it. I was just playing around with it. I had like $50, $100 here and there. And I was like, let me just go do it all on base. And let's see if I can become a whale over there. Just playing around with it. And look at that. 1.8, almost 2 trillion coming out of here. Same thing on pulsechain. Y'all seen me start a fresh wallet the other day. I think, 15 days ago? I made a video about Zen on pulsechain. And now look at it. Bam. I had about 200 billion, I think, in that video. Now it's worth $1 trillion now. That's how much it grew. And I always mint when GUI is super low and gas fees are low. Everybody's sleeping. The vampires are not up. Because when they up, this is what they do to the chains, our favorite chains that we like minting on. And this is why I don't rock with the vampires sometimes, because this is what they do. They they jack up the gas fees so high, and then they mint all the Zen, and then they leave you with nothing. So the best time to do it is wait till the vampires sleep. During the day, when the vampires, they come out at night. So during daytime, open the sun. When they come out, it burns them, so they run back in. So make sure that you mint Zen at that time. So base, make sure when this hits 0, it's the best time to do it. Not right now. Chill out. Pulsechain, same story. Optimism, same story. Optimism. When I was minting optimism, it was always at 0 or or 0.1. Not at these levels where it's like 0.6 or something to that effect. it becomes unattractive for, you know, your regular users to be able to just to do that, you know. And that's what it is, you know. You just, hey man, it is what it is. Zen, even dbxen on base, boy. I remember a few months back. Look at this, guys. Let me show you something. Bam. I bought this, guys, for $35 or $50. I can't remember. Just one time. This a few months ago. It's less than $40, I remember. And that's because the CBDXN at that time, when I bought this, those 7,000 tokens, it was at 0.005 or 8. Between 0.005 and 0.008, it had dropped under a penny, because I was looking at Zen on base and I was like, I wonder what happened to it. Everybody has abandoned the chain. No one cared about it. And the fees was at 0. No one cared about it. And look at it now. It's back up to 3 cents from 0.005. I think the low was around that area, and that is when I dropped in just a couple bucks playing with it. I wish I went in a little bit harder, but y'all know me, I just be playing around with some of these chains. I didn't take it too serious, and I wish I did, but I kind of don't regret it either, because with Zen, y'all know, it's just a phase. Once it dies down again and they all move over to another chain and they forget about Zen on base, that's the best time to come and scoop them things, you know. So you never late at this thing. This is an 8-year game for these some of these blockchains. Only on optimism that you really don't have much time. But yeah, my stuff is lagging at the moment, but it is what it is. But yeah, only on optimism that you really having you don't have much time left, because the amp is like dropping down so fast, and you only have until July 14th of this year to mint some optimism Zen, or else you're just gonna have to buy it off the market to actually mint it. The minting phase is just day by day. You're losing time. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, man, with Zen, that's the best play in my opinion. Mint it when nobody's talking about it, especially on your favorite chains. That's the best thing to do. And somebody mentioned NXD protocol or something coming on top of dbxen, which is dope on Ethereum. Hey Raz, please make sure that Gwei is around here when NXD protocol launches, because if it's not around here and it's at 300, 700 or 100, remember Zen that game? Yeah, what happened? TDX, all these protocols, they slowly gonna die down because gas fees are so high. It becomes unattractive to play there. Even with dbxen on Ethereum, people want to play there, but the gas fees are preventing them from even burning and doing it. Right now, dbxen survived on Ethereum, which is dope. I think it's gonna do some numbers. The halving is, I think, tomorrow, in a couple of hours or something like that. But yeah, with the NXD protocol, you're just gonna want to pray that the day it launches and when people want to play with it, Gwei is super low, because if Gwei is high that day, it's gonna be another Zenda game where fees will make it unhealthy for people to go over there and play with it. That's the sad reality with this ecosystem. Unfortunately, you're fighting gas fees. But yeah, all of these chains, that's pretty much it. If you want to be trying to be a whale on any of them, you can, but you just got to do it when everybody else is sleeping. One thing I gotta say though is that I noticed recently, you know, the base people criticized Mr. Jacob for, you know, taking over all of their data, using his data to take over all of their space. You know, one protocol, Zen, is taking over, I think, 0.3%, or I think some 60% of their block spaces and whatnot. And the Zenians are saying they, you know, exposing mediocrity and all this other stuff. But Zenians, we gotta be careful though, because the founder of Evmos is coming after Jack. Founder of Base, or the devs, talking about Jack. OKEX people got a bone to pick. They still have a grudge now. You don't want Ayman to come back to you. I don't know what his name is. Ricky Ricardo and his devs got a bone to pick with Jack. X1 better be top-notch technology it better be not mediocre, but top-notch technology. Because if you expose all of these chains mediocrity, and then your chain come out and it's mediocre, you might not survive that one. So you don't want that kind of hell to come your way. So make friends, don't make enemies. What am I talking about? What if they reverse vampire attack us? By that I mean, what if X1 blockchain launch and they figure out a way to bug the heck out of us, or I don't know, do some techie tech stuff that will prevent our chain from running, and just so for 1 day or two to bring X1 chain down for them to say, aha, your chain is mediocre too. You know, they can do it. I'm telling you, this is a dev war. The Evmos people are not happy. I don't know if the Phantom people are happy or not. But yeah, OKEX, there's a lot of enemies that this dude has created. And in my opinion, that was unnecessary, because going over today, taking over their block spaces and doing all of this other stuff to jack up their gas fees just to say, hey, your chain is trash. I think taking a different approach would have been better. Meaning, if he made friends with some of these chains, who knows, we might have adopted them and some of them would have actually come to X1 blockchain. That's the idea. But you don't want them disgruntled, because some of these devs, I'm telling you, man, they can bring your chain down if they could. This reminds me of the BlackRock guys, what they did to the Terra Luna guy. He didn't believe it was gonna happen, and when it did, he realized he created enemies that he couldn't really fight back. But we gotta stay optimistic. I think X1 gonna perform. It's gonna be one of the better blockchains moving forward, because come on, 80,000 inscriptions or something that can fit in a single block, I don't know, but that's bullish. AlphaNet, I think they are dismissing, the dismissal of X1 DevNet and Fastnet, that's gonna be put aside, and then AlphaNet is gonna come, where they're gonna be rolling out more test nets, and then after that, boom, the main net would come, and that's when X1 would demonstrate power. I think allocations, Jack was saying something to the effect of it's 80% ready with Zensu working on it or something to that nature. But yeah, man, when this thing comes, I'm just excited that if you look at this, we are 1 day away from the Bitcoin halving. Bam. 1 day, 17 hours, 27 minutes and 5 seconds at the time of this recording from the Bitcoin halving. And this is going to be bullish, man. Think about the likes of Zen and dbxen and all of these protocols we've been talking about throughout the bear markets just shooting up through the roof because of adoption, because of network effect, and just user growth and all this other stuff is coming, man. This is the bull market is official. After tomorrow, that's it. We headed to 250k per bit. I don't know, it's gonna take days, weeks, or month. Forget 100,000. We're gonna hit 100,000 shortly after a halving. That's just guaranteed. I'm just playing. No financial advice. But yeah, 250k per BTC, definitely possible in this bull market. And in between, you're gonna need 100x, 200x, 500x to 1000x altcoins like Zen to get you out of the gutter. Electroneum, you already know, is coming. There's a few that we've been talking about on this channel. I don't talk about 300 different altcoins per day, just a select few. That's it. I'm gonna leave it at that. Like up the video, share it, subscribe for some crypto content. I have been Mr. Nakamoto Crypto, and I'm out.